Get all up in here. I'm waiting. We gonna wait. Oh, you throw us the game? I'm waiting. No. Y'all doing a lot of playing, Kai. We gonna listen to something while we wait for y'all to get up in here. When y'all get up here and make sure y'all give me one of these. Let me know y'all here.
My operation making a separation from rodents. Get out display rhyming, shining like gold glitters.
From the beginning.
My operation making a separation from rodents. Get out display rhyming, shining like gold glitters. Hustlers rapping, more intense. A born hustler, CV get to RE serving. Crack customers making mistakes. Bagging school shooting at snakes. Losing our stash over numbers when dice break. First pack was some cooked up shake. Up the A plus discuss guns busting in weights. Snakes trusting lust and hate. Put the world at stake. Teenage lust, unbelievably in the black and night. To lose my description if I have to act.
The new merch. Check my man out.
Life of a rap star, thugs young, pulling guns, not a ones with a 20 on top, flashing in the school lunch line. In the process, drop out and graduate the crime. Respect real stories, no record deal glories. On the block, freestyling, singing tape, record me while I show off for girls in the material world. Slow jam making a sin, and then Earl gossiping, leaning on graffiti walls, modeling. Dancing, wild style moves, off the slow grooves, we rolling papers to blunts, all at once. High top phase, the tapers and mini pumps. Great cast, fast, give respect if you blast. Yeah, this is teenage love.
Yeah. We're about to start this countdown. Then we go on and get up in here. You know who I am. You know who I be.
Yeah. They call him Geechee. Call him Geechee. Yeah. It all started as a pure scheme. Enough niggas on my team to lock up spots like Fort Greene. Rick McDonald's, I was 14. Turn that money to raw. Was employed as a ploy to get more cream. Even shot up blocks like morphine. Shot at cops, chosen knock hustlers, ignore fiends. I make you niggas believers, never was a dreamer. Burn some niggas with heaters to try to join us beating. Cop suckers, I know these cops watching, plus they rewinding the footage like blockbuster. Niggas got glocks but not busting. Say something, or watch my niggas cock back empty or slay something. Man, a lot of niggas stay frontin'. So I got guns to back it, plus all the rocks are full metal jackets. The kids heavy metal, watch me blast it. We pro tag that, place on more metal wrapped in plastic. The eye didn't abide the body, yo, they were trash, it is tragic. Was an open and shut case, stay open 38s. I shut the casket on your face. Wanted me to berate all actions that take place.
Here.
The game, not pussy charges to the game. I said charges to the game. They call him Geechee. You know who I am. Played every card I was dealt, never fold in that hand. They call him Geechee.
What is poppin'? What is poppin'? This is the boy Geechee Smith. What is good with y'all? Y'all out there? What are y'all doing? What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel for all y'all in the YouTube world. If you on Facebook, hit the follow button. Follow up. Same thing for Twitter. I can't call it X. It's hard for me to call it X. Be honest with you. So we're just gonna say Twitter. You know what I mean? What I mean by Twitter. It's always gonna be Twitter. Make sure we live on that, John, too. Gizzard. What's good, Leas, with y'all? What is really popping with the population? Crazy week of football, huh? Yeah? Yeah? Sharing live, man. Good night. It's a crazy week of football. You guys didn't like it, did you? I don't think a lot of you guys liked this week of football. This wasn't your favorite, was it? No. No, it wasn't. And if it wasn't for the Chiefs, we would have been undefeated. So we blame the Chiefs. Like, I don't know what y'all doing. Ooh, pardon me. Y'all was supposed to beat the Packers. I don't know what y'all was doing. Y'all messed up everybody's bracket. Vegas ate off that game. And that they're gonna eat this week too because of something like that. It's gonna mess up everybody's pick for this week. Because I'm like, oh, the Chiefs lost to the Packers. They're gonna lose to the Bills. I might be one of them that says it. Who knows? You never know, Clever Joe. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it like we always do it. First and foremost, our Thursday night game. We got Mike Tomlin versus Bill Belichick. Coach versus coach, great coach versus great coach. We're in Pittsburgh with it. This used to be a crazy match in the early thousands when Pittsburgh was good and when Tom Brady was in New England. Obviously, it was a little bit one-sided because the Patriots have 97 Super Bowls in that time frame, and the Steelers have 2. But you know, the Steelers have 2, or they have 1. I forget. I forget when they got that. Yeah, I think it's 2. I think it's 2. It doesn't matter because these ain't the same teams. This is not the same scenario. This is not the same situation. This is, as you can see, the record. I don't know last time they were a combined 9-15. And I don't know the last time I spent this much time talking about 2 teams that were a combined 9-15. So we ain't gonna spend a lot of time on this game, to be honest with you. However, um, I put a little bit more respect on Bill BB's defense. Um, and I don't remember if Pickett is still hurt or not. He wasn't practicing 100%. Their offense is a little lethargic anyway. And Belichick's defense, their defense is doing it. Their offense just ain't doing it. That's why you see your over-unders at 30. I don't trust that 6, though. Not with the Steelers. I don't have the Steelers beating the Patriots by 6. So here's the thing. I got the Patriots with the points for all you points people, but if you picking money line people, grab the Steelers straight up. But if you grabbing the points, grab the Patriots with the points. They're very good against the spread. When that clock changed, boy, my bedtime be like 4 p.m. I don't think y'all understand. Um, and when games are hot butter garbage, they're just not that interesting. Next up, we got the Falcons and the Bucks. This is for NFC South dominance, if that's what you want to call it. Um, if the Bucks win, I think they're in first place. If the Falcons win, they are securing first place. I think if the Bucks win and the Saints win, the Saints have I forget. The NFC South is trash, so somebody's going to get the division by default. It's going to be like a 8-9 team. I can't do that to y'all. It's going to be 9-8. I give y'all one extra win. Maybe. And it very well it's a toss up because these teams are horrible. Once again, I can't spend a lot of time on a team that's 12 and 13 combined game, but only because it's a divisional rivalry and potentially for, you know, playoff implications. We'll talk a little bit about it. Baker Mayfield, I don't think it finished the last game. The Falcons, I don't know what they're doing with offense and or defense. They're just middle of the road. Like they just been fortunate enough to literally be at 500. They don't do anything well. They don't do anything completely horrible either. They're just middle of the pack. They're just kind of coasting along. Nobody's just even paying attention to them. Buccaneers are. I don't know why anybody thought they were gonna be good. Whew. Tom Brady did all he got all he can get out of that. Tom Brady done squeezed that lemon, made a whole lot of lemonade out of that Bucks team. That Bucks team needs some milk. That Bucks team need to just implode and start all over. And this probably will be Todd Bowles' last time getting a head coaching opportunity. Stick with being the defensive coordinator. My guy, like what was his name? What was that guy's name? They did it for like 40 something years. And his dad did it for a whole bunch of years too. Y'all might know what I'm talking about. I can't even think of his name right now. He was the defensive coordinator for the Rams when they won the Super Bowl in 2021. Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips. Todd Bowles, just be like Wade Phillips. Just get you a nice little cushiony coordinator gig, about 10 mil a year, and ride off into the sunset, brother. Some people just want to be in charge of stuff. And some people just don't deserve to be honest with you. Todd Bowles, you are it. Sorry. Listen. But anyway, with that said, they done moved this thing so much. I like the Falcons at 2.5. Now it's at 1. I'm still going with the Falcons because as you can see, I liked them when it was at 2.5 when I first did this. And they moved that. I'm still going under anyway. I'm glad they moved it up a little bit, so I'm really going under. Thank you, Vegas. You made it that much easier for me. Next up, we got Colts and the Bengals. Colts took down the Trevor and the Easter Islands. And Jake Browning actually outdueled Trevor. I don't know what y'all excuses is for Trevor Lawrence. Jake Browning came in and did his thing and looked better than Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has been doing this thing for 3 years. And the thing about Trevor Lawrence, he's been starting from the get-go. It wasn't like he got eased in. He got all the experience you can get in 3 years. Trevor Lawrence is just not that guy. He's a basic quarterback. He's a top 20 quarterback. And that's not saying a lot. That used to mean something. But it doesn't mean a lot anymore because a lot of these quarterbacks are just not good. These scouting teams, I don't know what these scouting teams have been looking at. They're trying to force a mold into quarterbacks just because they're 6'4", 6'3", 6'5", 200 plus with a strong arm and white. Like that's their mold. And that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a good quarterback. That used to mean, I guess, that you're a good quarterback, but quarterbacks come in all shapes, colors, and sizes now, brother. Might want to get with the program on neighborhood. But they done move this over under because it was at 40. Now it's at 44. I don't know if I trust it. I think I'm gonna rock under the 40. I'm gonna stick with the 1 though, because I still like the Bengals. Because here's the thing, it was their defense that's going to keep them in the game against the Colts. Sorry, I'm just changing this up real quick. Under. Yeah, I'm still rocking with the Bengals just because of what I've seen from Jake Browning, attorney at law. I love when guys got attorney names. They don't even sound like quarterbacks. Jake Browning, Brock Purdy. Whatever happened to the Joe Montanas? Huh? Or strong-jawed guys named like Drew Brees. Those are quarterback names, man. This isn't your father's NFL anymore, brother. But anyway, I like the Bengals. with the points. I think they're gonna win. Next up, speaking of the Yags and the Browns, to be honest with you, I will probably stay away from this game. I will stay away from this game. Trevor Lawrence has a high ankle sprain, so he's going to be out for a few weeks. So it's going to be backup quarterback against backup quarterback. I believe it's going to be Joe Flacco versus. I forget who the backup quarterback is for the Jags. I was going to say Gardner Minshew. He ain't there anymore. Oh, I forget his name. Lord, it is. I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, when teams are a little bit, I like the Browns defense, and that's why they probably got them as favorites. I like the Browns defense better than I like the Jags defense, especially if they have a backup quarterback. The Trevor is already not that good anyway, and then the back quarterback's gonna be even worse. C.J. Beathard, that's who it is. Um, I like Joe Flacco over C.J. Beathard, and I mean, Joe Flacco might actually do better than Deshaun Watson and DTR were doing. To be honest with you, Joe Flacco's a veteran, and I don't know last time he had some weapons like this. He actually has a run game, so he can be hidden. Um, this might actually not be too bad. This might actually help him on a playoff push, kind of circa the Eagles with the Nick Foles. Sometimes it just takes a veteran presence. Sometimes, but so playoff implications because we're gonna be talking about divisional picks as well, my peoples. We're gonna be talking about divisional picks and divisional winners and the Super Bowl pick this week. We talking Super Bowl pick this week, and this gonna have crazy playoff implications. The Browns win and Jaguars lose, and then if the Texans win, that puts the Yags all the way down. And Trevor being out right now is very unfortunate for the Jaguars and their situation. So with that said, I like the rounds, but I like over 30. They ain't just because the backups are in doesn't mean anything. I still like Joe Flacco as a real quarterback, even though he's 97 years old and he was in the University of Delaware. Where my buddy was in the University of Delaware, and we're in our 40s. So that's all you need to know about Joe. Next up, we got the Lions and the Bears. Another divisional game. And they moved this because they saw a lot of people were betting on that because they had the over under at 40 and a half. Now it's at 43. They seen a lot of people were betting that. Yeah, and they moved it. Yeah, I bet you did. Should have grabbed it when it was 40, but now it's at 43. I still am rocking with that over because the Bears' lack of a defense and the Lions' lack of a defense, and the Lions can put up a lot of points. Um, I don't think it's gonna be one of those hot, crazy, corny games. It's gonna be like a 35-21 type of game. Like it's just gonna be a whole lot of scoring in this mother trucker. You hear me? I ain't gonna spend a lot of time with that game. I ain't. Speaking of not a lot of time, here's the Saints. Once again, they're 5-7. If they win, which I think they will, and if the Bucks win and beat the Falcons, then they all sit at 6-7. And I think that bodes well for the Bucks or the Saints. I don't know. I forget. I don't remember what they said. That's not what I do. We talk about picks and then breaking down some stuff. I don't really care about strength of schedule and seedings and playoffs and all that type of stuff until it actually counts. So I ain't gonna spend a lot of time on no stupid behind game like this. Saints over 37 and a half. Now that I say that, scratch that. Scratch it. Scratch that. We're gonna rock with under 37.5. Under. Underdog. We're going under. Going down under. All right, Rams and Ravens. Rams had a sneaky 6-6, hanging in the playoff situation against probably, I think, the best team in the AFC. Probably the best team in the AFC. They have the best defense in the AFC. It was the Chiefs, but the Chiefs, I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. The Ravens had a bye week, so they have the benefit of the doubt of not playing, so there's no recency bias in with anything they're doing. The Dolphins are the Dolphins with their offense, so that's always going to be scary, especially if they have the number one seed, which they are in number one seed, I believe, right now, tiebreaker with the Ravens. Um, so if the Dolphins literally control their own destiny for the number one seed. They play the Ravens as well. That could mean a lot. I think the Ravens will end up with that number one seed. But it could depend on what they do with the Dolphins. You just never know. The Dolphins haven't really played anyone though, and everyone they played with a winning record they lost to. But however, the teams that they lost to, the Eagles and the Bills, play a different style of defense. But the Ravens play that style of defense also, so that's why they got to be careful. And that's why I think the Ravens are going to get it because of the style of defense and the style that they play. That run game that's going to keep an explosive offense off the field. That has nothing to do with the Ravens and the Rams. Take the points, because they're just going to beat up on the Rams. The Rams are garbage. But they are sneaky because the NFC is that bottom half of that NFC. They can sneak a playoff. They can sneak in. But the Ravens are fighting for that number one seed, and they see it now. It's right in their grasp, and they know they control their own destiny as well. The Ravens and the Dolphins control their own destiny as far as the number one seed. Y'all want another bye week? Run that table. You're next up. We got the Texans and the Jets. Zach Wilson is starting again. These people are fighting for their coaching lives. It is over for Robert. It is over for Robert Sala. I guess that Zach Wilson starting has moved the line a little bit. It was at 5.5, now it's at 3.5. It didn't matter. I know the Jets got a good defense, but I like the Texans, and I like the Texans because if they win and the Yags lose, the Texans are in first place in the division. That's crazy. D'Amico Ryans, if he doesn't get Coach of the Year, that thing is rigged. It is so rigged if he don't get Coach of the Year. Like the fact that he got this team above 500 blows my mind. What they won, they were the number 3 pick last year. I mean, this current draft. Like you don't have the number 3 pick by being good. They were horrible. This is the same team from last year that was completely horrible. Look at them now. They 7-5 and then playing for the division. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Next up, we got the 49ers and the Seahawks. 49ers just blew the Seahawks out on Thanksgiving a few weeks ago. I mean, it was Thanksgiving. Thursday games are the anomaly. We talked about that before. Um, it happens. But the 49ers just blew the Eagles out too. 49ers are playing the best ball they've played. And as far as I can remember back, this reminds me of like the 1994 team. When they got Deion Sanders and went to the Super Bowl and blew out the Chargers. This kind of reminds me of that year. I haven't seen a team like the 49ers team this good in a long time. They have the number one offense, almost the number one defense, like number two defense, number one in a lot of statistical categories, number two in points allowed. And that's all that really matters is the points allowed. You don't allow people points, but then we score what the fifth most points in the league. So it's just we are a number one team in DVOA. value. I mean, it makes sense. There's all pros on every level. Every stinking level, there's an all pro. There's a first round talent. The addition of Chase Young was unfair, and now they're pushing to get Zach Ertz. If they get Zach Ertz, that hurts. It's over. If they get Zach Ertz, it's over. Because anything can happen at this point. But if they get Zach Ertz to really bolster the offense that they really don't need no bolstering to, it's over. Another tight end that can block and pass catch out on side of Kittle. It's over. That'll remind me of the 49ers team when they went to the Super Bowl 2012, when they had Delaney Walker and Vernon Davis. And who did they play in the Super Bowl that year? Anybody remember? Anybody remember? Show of hands. Show of hands. I know. Ooh, 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 pick me. Pick me. They played the Ravens. You know who the quarterback was of that Ravens team 11 years ago? Joe Flacco. Who's the quarterback of the Browns. And the fact that Joe Flacco was still playing, it's just hilarious, to be honest with you. But yeah, I don't see why not. The 49ers, the teams that they have beaten significantly for the most part. I still like the Seahawks are not good this year at all. I like the 49ers. I like that 10.5. Pause. All right. Vikings and Raiders, two teams that don't have a real identity. And I'm not finna sit up here and give them one. They both hot butter garbage. But we have to pick because we have to be committed to the process. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time with it. All I'm going to say is they don't really care about sorry, but I'm pick the Vikings over the Raiders. 3, no over the 40. Coin toss on this one. Not a lot of analysis. Mostly a coin toss. I'm just going with a coin. I did that last week. I ain't gonna tell y'all which game, and I won. So I'm telling y'all this one's a coin toss. This is difficult. That's one of the difficult Johns. Next up, this game did excite me about 5 weeks ago. That's funny because they moved it. It was at 2.5. Now they have it at 1.5 because they saw people was biting that junk, and then they got it at 47, at 48. It was at 47.5. It don't matter. It don't freaking matter, man. Good night. It don't matter. Because here's the thing: both of these teams are just going to give it to each other. Pause. Points galore. I know they both got solid defenses, but when they play each other, it doesn't matter. They're going to try to show off. They always got a little competition going on between each other. Josh Allen cannot beat the Chiefs to save his life. Chandy Reed is always beating up on the Bills. The Chiefs are at home. You know what I'm saying? Perfect opportunity for Patrick Mahomes to come back and push the Bills further out of playoff contention. But guess what? I don't think any of that's going to happen. I actually think the Bills are going to win for the first time because I don't know what's going on with this Chiefs team. And because I don't know what's going on with them, you won't know what's going on with them either. So we're going to pick the Bills because the Bills are better than their 6-6 record. And I think the Chiefs are worse than their 8-4 record. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Here's the crazy thing. The Chiefs keep losing. They could give up this division to this Broncos team, which I think is hilarious. They're playing the Chargers for the basement of the AFC West. The Broncos defense has been solid. The Chargers are the Chargers. Braden Staley will be up out of here when the Chargers do not make the playoffs. Another year of Justin Herbert's development wasted. Because somebody got a job because they were a coordinator of a Super Bowl team, and it wasn't even necessarily his coordination. It was Aaron Donald. For real, for real. It's kind of like being an offensive coordinator when Tom Brady is your quarterback. It's the easiest thing in the world. Rather easy. Rather easy. Um, so just because the Chargers don't look like they even plan for Brandon Staley anymore, and Sean Payton look like he's trying to do something now, because I thought they were tanking for Caleb, to be honest with you, but they don't look like they're doing that anymore. Um, I'm going with the Broncos. I'm going with the over. Broncos. They're going over, man. Over on Broncos. Another game of the week. Another game of the week. This game is going to be beautiful. This game is going to be just as intriguing as the team that Philadelphia Eagles played the week prior. Um, People saw the Eagles lose to the 49ers and think, oh, the Cowboys are going to do the same exact thing. The Eagles are on a downward swing. Not so fast. It is football. And I just think the 49ers are just that good. That's what that is. I don't think the Eagles are bad, actually. I don't think they're that bad. I just think the 49ers are that good. However, the Eagles and the Cowboys usually split. And I did have this circled on the calendar as a home win for both teams. And it's just right. And it'd be perfect. Um, that would be great if the Cowboys win and the 49ers win, because then the 49ers will have the number one seed because of tiebreaker, because we beat the Eagles. So it's hard to say I'm rooting for anybody because I can't. But for purposes of being selfish, obviously I'm going to root for the Cowboys because I want that number one seed. Duh. That's not the reason I'm picking the Cowboys though, but I'm picking the Cowboys because the Cowboys are coming off of 10 games of rest, and the Eagles just got beat up a little bit. And they're still not 100% healthy. They got to beat up a little bit. They gonna need some rest. I think this might be a loss for them, unfortunately. Last but not least, as far as the picks, and then we gonna get into. Oh, they got two Monday night games. That's crazy. I didn't even know that. Okay, so it's not last but not least. I was wondering why I still had two Jones. But anyway, um, this is not one of those games I'm gonna spend a lot of time with anyway. Um, it was at 7. They got it at 6 now because they don't even know. They don't even know because they saw a bunch of people picking. Yeah, whatever. But I ain't gonna spend a lot of time with it. We're gonna go with. I think the Packers are gonna win, but I like the points. Giants with the points, and I like that over 36.5. Tommy DeVito. Tommy DeVito is actually putting a little life into their offense. The Packers don't have a real good defense, so I do like the over, but I think the Packers are gonna win. But I like that 6.5. I like Giants to have a little bit more fight. Um, than getting beat by a whole touchdown. Now, last but not least, as far as the picks, because remember, we got the division winners and the Super Bowl pick. Division winners, Super Bowl pick. But as far as picks, uh, we got Dolphins and the Texans, Titans. Once again, that Dolphins offense is doing its thing. The Titans are on the complete opposite track. Um, yeah, I don't know what they doing. It's not the same team. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time with them. I like the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins and the over. I like the Dolphins and I like the over. All right. So that's what we like. That's what we love. Now we're gonna get into these division winners. This is what y'all really came for. Is the division winners. We're gonna move that. Division winners. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. For the NFC, not necessarily in any order, but it could very well be in this order. Not saying that it will, but it could. For the NFC, that's your division winners. That's what I think is going to be your division winners for the NFC. And the reason being is the Cowboys winning next week, I mean, on Sunday, is going to catapult that. That's what I believe. Because it's going to come down to strength of schedule. So I got the Cowboys winning that division. I do. I have the Cowboys winning that division. 49ers obviously winning the NFC West. I think the 49ers can secure a playoff spot with a Minnesota loss and a 49ers win, or a Green Bay loss and the 49ers win. I think the Eagles might be able to secure a spot as well. But I know the 49ers can at least secure a spot with a win and a Green Bay loss. Falcons just a toss up because that Lions. Who else? The Vikings. Cowboys. I just think just gonna pull it out at the end. Yeah, AFC division winners. Dolphins, of course. Ravens, of course. Chiefs, of course. But then I like the Texans because the Trevor getting hurt, actually, the hurts the Jags situation when it comes to winning that division. That's going to hurt. I think the Texans are going to win that division and sneak their way into the playoffs. All to lose in the first round. All to lose in the first round. Now, that leaves, last but not least, the Super Bowl prediction. Drum roll, please. Nah, I'll give it to you next week. I'm joking. I'm about to give it to you. Paul, come on, 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 come on. Chill, 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 chill. All that extra. Super Bowl prediction. I hinted at it. I said the last time the Ravens were in the Super Bowl, Joe Flacco was the quarterback, and they were playing against the 49ers. I think we're going to have 49er rematch, not against the Chiefs this time, but against the Ravens. That is my Super Bowl prediction. 49ers over the Ravens. Because you think I'm going to pick against the 49ers? I'm going to be up all the way. All the way. And I told you I thought the Super Bowl winners coming out of the NFC anyway. And I told y'all whoever won out of the 49ers and the Eagles game, that's who I'm picking for the NFC. So don't make it seem like I'm picking it because it's the 49ers. I am picking it because it's the 49ers, but I'm picking it because that was my prediction. Whoever won the Eagles and 49ers game, I said that a month or so ago, had that game circled because I said they're going to be relatively winning the same um, win-loss record, NFC dominance, and just the way they just went into Philadelphia and did their thing. Don't let them get the number one seed because then that's not going to bode well for anyone, to be honest with you. I would rather not have Philly get the number one seed because nobody wants to go to Philadelphia in January at all. Those are the picks. Those are the predictions. So if you want to put your money on that 49ers to win the Super Bowl, I did. And y'all know I don't do too much gambling. So that's what I put my money on. The 49ers win the Super Bowl. All right. As always, it is your boy Geechee A. Smith. That is your Super Bowl prediction. Like, share, subscribe. And remember, if the Chiefs wasn't bums, we would have been undefeated last week. That's the second time this season we was this close. We were one game from being undefeated. We're going to get one before this year is over. We're going to get one. And this might be the year to do it. I mean, this might be the week to do it. You know why?
You know who I am. Play every card I was dealt. Never
Let's not.
phone a hand. Let's go. You know who I be.